Valley Marine in Union Gap, Washington, and today we're looking at a 22-foot Osprey by North River. We're looking at this boat for a couple of reasons. Number one, it is a really cool boat. Number two, it is a complete custom rig. This boat has a lot of the options that we put on boats all packed into one package here. So we're going to take a really close look at everything we did on this boat. We're going to take a look at the boat itself, and we're going to give you guys a really good idea of what we do here at Valley Marine. So we'll start off. So we're going to start on the exterior of this boat, and we're going to look at a couple of things. Obviously, we want to present the boat, but two, again, we want to show you some of the options that are on this boat. This is a custom rig boat. It is typically a center console. We had to make some adjustments for the customer and move that console up and to the side. We'll look at that a little bit later, but you'll get a really good gist of what the Osprey has to offer. So what I mentioned before, this boat has a lot of the popular electronics that we do. Up here on the bow, we have got the 72-inch, 36-volt Riptide, and that's the Ulterra, so that's the automatic deploy. The way that we brought this boat in is we brought it in with the bra here, so it's a really protective bra that goes over the front of the boat when you're pulling it down the freeway. It's sitting on a galvanized trailer. It has the spare tire on the trailer as well, and we also did the fish fighter setup. I know a lot of people that have come into our showroom really like the fish fighter setup. This customer wanted to do the same thing. It's very easy to transfer your bow mount motor to a Columbia River anchor, and all you have to do is pull one pin, put your other attachment on there, and you're off and running. We'll take a look at that when we get inside a little bit further. So the Osprey does not come with a tower on it. This is a custom built tower from Hewescraft Towers. We prefer Hewescraft Tower because they are fully custom, really good guys, and really easy to work with. And this tower's got just about everything you can think of. Typically on an Osprey, we don't do the full wakeboard tower or the fishing tower. What we typically do is we do the T-top. That goes right on top of the center console and then gives you a hood over the top of it. Again, because we had to make some modifications on this one, we went with the tower instead. We weren't able to do the T-top, so this is what we have. But if you look at the tower since we're here, you're gonna notice that this has all sorts of options on the tower alone. We've got our net holders on both the port and starboard side. We also have rocket launcher rod holders, port and starboard side. And then if you look across the back, you can see more rocket launcher rod holders across the back. It's got courtesy lights up underneath it, and we did put the Garmin radar system on top of here as well. One of the things North River does is they do full side paint. That's going to be standard coming from the factory. So you're going to be able to have paint from the top to the bottom here. You can get that in a two-tone paint if you want to pay for that upgrade, but this boat looks really, really sharp in just the black paint. Moving back, North River also does these brackets. Those are made specifically for putting some downriggers on here. On this boat, we have the 1106s from Scotty's. Those have the 60-inch telescopic boom, so it's a really nice electric downrigger that goes on here. And again, some more fish fighter product inside this boat. There's a rail system inside here for all of the rod holders, and we'll look at that as well too. But let's take a look at the transom next. So we're standing at the transom of the 22 Osprey from North River, and there's a lot of stuff going on back here that we want to show you. Number one, the power plant on here. We've got the Yamaha 300 horsepower motor on a 22-foot boat. That's a lot of horsepower. This boat's going to giddy up and go. There's no doubt about that. It's got the stainless steel prop to be able to grab the water and move you through a little bit quicker. And then we matched it up with the 9.9 power thrust kicker from Yamaha. This has got the Garmin Reactor 40 autopilot on here, and that's the kicker autopilot. So that's going to go right into your Garmin head units. It's got a wireless remote control, so you can actually run this kicker motor from inside the boat on both speed and turning abilities from inside. Over here on the starboard side, we're going to have the offshore bracket, and then you're also going to notice that we've got the transom door on here. Almost every heavy gauge aluminum boat we're bringing in these days has the transom door. It is a little more expensive as far as an option goes, but it's very nice to be able to get in and out, especially off of the dock. No more climbing over the top of the gunnels and that big drop down into the boat. Just step right onto your offshore bracket, and then you move right inside. This has also got the sporting ladder. This is going to be the North River ladder. 2 steps, really easy to get in and out of the boat. 1 step here, another one here. So let's go inside and take another look. So now we're standing at the helm here in the Osprey, and traditionally the console is going to be directly in front of this in-floor fish box and back just a little bit. But again, we had some specific needs for this boat, so we were able to push it forward and off to the starboard side. But what I really want to show you is how this console is set up. You've got rocker switches for all of your different controls on the boat, bilge pumps, navigational lights, things of that nature. And over here on the far side, you've got your trim tabs with indicators. So those indicators are going to show you where the trim tabs are, either up or down, and it has a little reset button so you could get them to retract fully there. The boat comes standard with your tachometer, and then you also have a fuel gauge. And up here we have a couple of different Garmin displays. These Garmin displays are really nice because they completely run all functions on the boat. With these two displays, not only can you get your sonar, you can get your charts, you can work the radar on top of the boat, and you can also work the kicker autopilot, just based off of these two guys here. We also have a VHF radio that's in the dash. Again, we put a lot of options on this boat, which is why we're showing it to you, because it's going to give you a really good idea of how we set these things up. Yamaha controls over to the side, and this windshield actually comes down as well too. So you can actually just pull these two here, lay that down in front of you so that you have an unobstructed view looking forward. And the console has a little storage compartment here, and inside there you can see all of that room. Tons of room inside there. We've got our protective deals for the screens, and then we also have our remote controls for our Ulterra, as well as our kicker autopilot that we talked about before. So I'm just going to shut this guy down, and we're going to look at the rest of the area back here. Like I mentioned, you got your brackets on the other side. We got our 1106 Scotty downriggers there, and then we've also got some Fish Fighter product across the inside here. So Fish Fighter offers a rail system that you can put in this boat. This customer opted for rails across the back here on the stern, and then both port and starboard here back behind the console. And then we've also got a couple more that are in front of the console, but we'll take a look at that here in a minute. So let's go ahead and take a look at the transom of this boat. So now we're at the transom of the 22 Osprey, and we're going to look at a couple of different options back here. This is actually the fillet table. This is an option from North River. It goes right into the receiver for the ski pylon. This is another attachment that you can put in here. Obviously this is a full fishing boat, so this is what the customer wanted. The boat comes standard with this fish box over here on the port side. Decent size there, so it's got a lot of room inside of it. And then we opted to put in the bait box over here on the starboard side. So it's going to be a little more storage area. It does have a drain, can drain out of there. And we've also have the lip that goes across the back, the 2-inch lip. That way, if you're utilizing any tools, doing anything on the back here, you lay that up there, hit a roller, it doesn't automatically go into the water. It's going to kind of stay where it needs to be. Across the front, you can see those Fish Fighter rail mounts that are there. And then down below here, we have storage compartments. You'll notice that your battery is in here with your battery switch on the starboard side. And over here on the port side, we've got a couple of fuel filters. We've got your washdown pump. We've got just a whole bunch of stuff back here, mechanical components of the boat. The in-floor fish box does drain directly overboard, and that's done with a valve that's right inside this access port. So you can actually flood this compartment if you wanted to, or you can drain all the water, close the valve, and make it a dry compartment too. So a very versatile in-floor compartment on this boat. Moving forward, again, lots of options here. We've got the rod locker doors across the side. Those are lockable, so you can store some rods on both the port and starboard side, get them tucked away inside there, and then shut those down. Now we'll take a look at the bow. So now we're in the bow of the 22 Osprey, and again, a couple of components we want to show you. You've got the seats that are inside here. This comes the 22-footer with the 4 seats. This is going to give you some extra ability to bring some people with you. There is a couple of ways to mount these seats. They can be mounted onto the floor, just screw them into the deck. They have some rail mount attachments that go across this rail here, so you can actually slide them forward and aft. That's another way to do it. But we brought this boat in so all of these seats are loose. So you can make this a completely open platform by just picking up each one of these seats, moving it out, leaving it in the garage or the shop, and gives you all of this room inside the boat. So tons of room inside here, and you've got the elevated casting platform deck, for lack of a better words, up in the front. This has got some really nice compartments on it as well. Just spin that over there, spin there, and just a really nice oversized compartment. This boat does have the optional diamond deck up on the front, so that's really nice. It's got the lids is one option, and then the whole deck is another option. And it's got the anchor locker up in the front of the boat as well too. So took a look at the outside, we took a look at the inside, showed you a lot of the components that we put on this boat. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. Thanks for watching.